Celebrating 112 years of existence, the ANC is one of the oldest liberation movements in the African continent. The party has been in charge in South Africa since the dawn of democracy in 1994. This year's 112 year celebrations coincides with South Africa's 30 years of democracy. In 2024, South Africa will also go to the much anticipated 7th Democratic National Elections. Party President Ramaphosa says, despite doomsayers, there is more to celebrate under the ANC's administration since it took power in 1994.
There are those who say nothing has changed, but they also know that they are not telling the truth. Bayathanda noma abathandi, the South Africa of today is different and vastly improved from the South Africa of 30 years ago. And that has been brought about by the African National Congress.
The ANC President says the 30 years of democracy must never be taken for granted.
The ANC has remained loyal to the pursuit of the national democratic revolution and also advancing Africa's renaissance. There have been mistakes along the way, and there have been missteps, because in life, nothing is ever perfect.
As the general elections looms closer, Ramaphosa admitted that a coalition government brings with it its own challenges. He called on party members to hit the ground running with the mindset of getting an outright win in the elections. The ANC president further says coalitions are more about political deal makers at the cost of service delivery.
These coalitions, they really don't work for our people, but they work for those political deal makers and those who are intent on advancing their own interests.
ANC President also pointed out what he termed political forces in pursuit of reversing the gains made by the ANC in the last 8 years.
The anti-transformation forces are converging in pacts. They are forming various pacts. Basbis are all packed, there's packed that, and so forth. While at the same time, they are seeking to fragment the forces for change through splinter groups and smaller parties that want to contest the ANC.
He also described corruption as a thorny issue which is reversing progress made and taking away from ordinary people.
Corruption, whether in government, in business, in society, detracts from government's ability to improve the conditions of living of our people.
Ramaphosa also commended the South African legal team which represented the country at the International Court of Justice at The Hague on the genocide case against Israel.
South Africa took the unprecedented step to go and lodge a case at the International Court of Justice to go and say that Israel is committing genocide in Gaza and on the West Bank, and to urge the International Court to stop, to take a judgment that will stop that genocide.
Meanwhile, now that the birthday celebrations are done and dusted, all eyes will be on the ANC's manifesto message next month, especially with this year's elections said to be the most difficult for the party since the dawn of democracy. SABC News, Johannesburg.